Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to explain a situation that you may come across while working in a real automation project, that is during real time. What is that situation? So there may be a situation where you need to locate an element. That element, you are confused whether you have to use class name locator for locating the element or whether you have to use XPath expression for locating the element. That is what is the situation. With examples and practical demonstrations, I am going to explain this session for you. So let's get started. For that, I will open this browser and take you to a sample application page, that is omayo.blogspot.com. Once you have landed on this page, I want you to click on drop down button. Okay, I want the Selenium automation tool to click on this drop down button. For a Selenium automation tool to click on this drop down button, it need to take the help of a locator, right? So what locator of this drop down button we need to pass to the Selenium automation tool so that Selenium automation tool can click on this button. To find out that, we can right click on this drop down button and select inspect option. Then for this drop down button, you got this HTML code. So this is HTML code which was used by the developer for developing this drop down button. Now, if you go across this HTML code of this drop down button, okay, here button tag is there, on click attribute is there, class attribute is there. ID attribute is not there, name attribute is not there. So we can go with the class name locator, right? Yes, in this case, do we have to go with the class name locator or XPath expression? We can simply say that we can go with the class name locator. Why? You see, a single word is there in between the double quotes as a value assigned to the class attribute of this particular HTML code of this button. So I can simply use a class name locator in this case. So I'll copy this value of the, I will copy the value of this, class attribute of this HTML code of this button and go to this code. Okay, don't worry about understanding this code. Anyhow, I'll be covering the technicals of this code in the upcoming sessions. Till then, you just watch this session as a demo, guys. Assume that this particular Selenium automation code is nothing but the Selenium automation tool for a while. And for doing this particular activity where Selenium automation tool need to locate this particular button to click on the button, I need to pass the locator. Which locator I decided here? I decided to use class name locator because there is single word in between the double quotes assigned to the class attribute. So in this case, instead of using XPath expression, I can go with the class name locator. I'll copy this value of the class attribute here and pass it like a class name locator. You see by dot class name and just passing the class name locator here. Now save this and run the script to see whether this Selenium automation tool is able to locate that particular button with the help of this class name locator and perform the click operation. What is the proof that the button has been clicked? If the button is really clicked, okay, so if the Selenium has really clicked on this button, you'll get these options on the page. Okay, in this example page where to prove that this button has been clicked on this page, the proof is that if you are getting the options like Facebook, Flipkart, Gmail, that is a proof. Okay, so let me run this code, right click run as Java application and see whether Selenium automation tool with the help of this class name locator is able to locate that drop button. Okay, drop down button and is it really able to click on that button or not. So let's wait for the script to run. I have run the script already. It's opening the browser, maximizing the browser. Now let's see whether the Selenium is clicking on this drop down button. If you're getting these options, this is a proof that drop down button has been clicked by the Selenium automation tool with the help of this class name locator. This is all good. Okay. This example works well. So in one of the situation, we were able to choose a class name locator over the XPath expression. Okay. Now I'll give one more example. Okay. This is very important example. So that example here is, I want you to go to this another sample application page, that is tutorialsninja.com/demo application. Now what I want you to do is, after going to this particular page, I want the Selenium automation tool to click on the search button. You can see the search button, right? Directly I want the Selenium automation tool to click on the search button. That's what is the requirement. Okay, so let's automate that. For that, I'll copy this URL and here we have this sample Selenium automation code. You don't have to learn about the technicals or understand this particular code in this session. Watch it like a demo as I already mentioned. I'm just updating the URL here so that this automation code will open this application, okay, when running the script. Now here, instead of using the, do we have to use a class name locator or something, we'll decide. Okay, so for the Selenium automation tool, after taking you to this application page, I want the Selenium automation tool to click on the button. So which locator of this particular button I need to pass to the Selenium automation tool so the Selenium automation tool can click on this search button. For that, right click on this button and select inspect option. You'll get the HTML code written by the developer for developing this particular button. If you observe this, okay, HTML code of this particular button, type attribute is there, class attribute is there. So there is some value for the class attributes. So can I use class name locator here because we have the class attribute? Okay, assume that we can use for a while. Okay, so what is happening? Copy this, copy this value of the class attribute of this particular search button and paste it here. Okay, so here Selenium automation tool is going to open this application and it need to click on the search button with the help of this class name locator. But do you think this will work? It won't work, guys. Okay, it's not going to work. Okay, there is a reason why. You're going to understand after I run the script. You see, did the search button got clicked with the help of Selenium automation tool? No. And here, instead we got what? Invalid selector exception. Okay, what is the reason? Compound class names not permitted. What does it mean actually? What does this message means? You see, you got an exception. Invalid selector exception. The reason behind that exception or problem, why Selenium was not able to click on the search button even though we have specified the class name locator by passing the value of the class attribute of this particular search button here as a class name locator, it's not working. And instead we got an exception or problem or error saying invalid selector exception. The reason behind compound class names not permitted. What is the issue actually? Let me explain this. This is very important. Okay, what is the issue here? You see in the Java 15th line. So this is a line where using this class name locator, Selenium is not able to locate that search button to perform the click operation. In simple words, okay? The reason is compound class names not permitted. So if you again carefully observe the HTML code of this particular search button, okay? If you carefully observe the HTML code of this search button, again, if you see this class attribute and its value, do you have a single word or multiple words? As a value of this class attribute, do you have single word or multiple words? Here, first word, second word, third word. But in the previous example where I want the Selenium automation tool to click on this drop down button, in the HTML code of the drop down button, if you observe the class attribute value, here only one word is there. But in this case of search button, as a value of this class attribute, multiple words are there. BTN is one word, BTN-default is one word, BTN-LG is one word. In such kind of cases, can I still use a class name locator? The answer is no. Okay? In this kind of situation where the class attribute value has multiple words separated by space, that kind of value, okay, that kind of value you cannot use as a class name locator. Here, what actually these multiple words mean? This multiple words means for this particular element, okay, this is HTML code, right? Here, you may think that for this class attribute value, only one class is assigned. Here, multiple classes. BTN is one class, BTN-default is another class, BTN-LG is another class. So, in this example, how many classes are assigned to this class attribute? BTN, BTN-default, BTN-LG. But in this case, only one class is there. Only one class is assigned, that is drop BTN to the class attribute. But in this example for search button, there are three classes. One is BTN class, BTN default class, BTN LG class. So if you are providing all the three classes for the class name locator, if you are providing all the three classes, it won't work. Instead, you will get this kind of invalid selector exception, compound class names not permitted. You say class names, multiple classes are there in this case. If you have multiple classes, for a assigned to the class attribute in the HTML code of the element, you cannot use that value as a class name locator. So in this kind of situation, I recommend you guys to use XPath expression. Okay. In this kind of situation where you see multiple values assigned to the class attribute value of a element, then you should not use a class name locator. Remember this. You should use XPath expression. How? Here I'll be writing my.xpath and here in double quotes how to create an XPath expression with the help of this class attribute for this particular element. If you see this HTML code, I'll open the selector sub here and here I'll write a relative XPath expression double forward slash, what is the tag name? Button tag, and here square bracket, close and open and close, and here what is the attribute name? @class is equal to, in single quotes, give all these three classes. Now you can do like this, but you cannot directly use this value as a class name locator. Rather, you can convert this into XPath expression and use. That's okay. Now copy this. Okay, press enter, and is it locating the search button? Yes. Now use this XPath expression instead of the class name locator in this case and paste it, and now run this. It's going to work. Oh, guys, this scenario is very important, guys. A lot of people will come across this kind of situation in real time where they try to understand whether they have to use class name locator or XPath expressions. People get confused, okay? Why we are not able to use this value of the class attribute as a class name locator? Okay, this is a concept you need to understand. If there are spaces or gaps between the values of this class attribute, okay, there are multiple classes. You cannot directly use them as class name locator. Instead, you can create this kind of relative XPath expression. At the red class is equal to all the three classes you can provide here as a value. And this is an XPath expression. And that will solve your problem. You see, it's clicking on the search button and we went to the search results page. Okay, so let me run it again to prove you that. So in situation, if you get a situation, this kind of thing, you have to use XPath expression over you see, the search button has been clicked, you are taken to the search results page. Fine, guys. So hope guys you understood this session where in real time you may come across a situation where for locating an element, whether you have to use a class name locator, if it is a single value assigned to the class attribute, then you can definitely use class name locator. But if you observe that in the HTML code of the element, there are multiple values assigned to the single class attribute. That means there are multiple classes. And you cannot use class name locator by providing all the multiple values of the class attribute. Rather, you have to go with the XPath expression in that scenario. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.